Hey guys, welcome to don't come back. You stay. Hey guys, welcome to this meal prepping vlog. I'm just gonna show you a few recipes that I make just so we can prep for the next couple of days and just make sure we have our meals in place, make sure we have all of the kind of intake that our body needs for I can just wake up and go because I do have a busy weekend ahead of me. So the first thing that we're going to make is my version of pho or katil. So I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. We have a saying on this channel, don't yuck my yum. If you're newly exposed to this kind of food, just be very open about it. This is people's cultures that we're talking about. This is the kind of food that we grew up on. So just have an open mind here. So in order to have a good bone broth, you have to have bones. So our base is literally beef bones. And this is a haul from 99 Ranch. Then you are going to need all of your spice seasoning packet. And I get the one that specifically says pho on it. And it comes with a little tea bag inside, which is awesome. This is the part that might scare some people. This is beef feet with the skin on. And I personally love it because it's collagen in a bowl. And it makes the soup like that really jelly kind of texture. And that's how you know that you're definitely consuming all of your collagen in there. If you are sensitive with your blood sugar or you're trying to avoid eating any rice products because you don't want to spike your blood sugar or anything, or just stay away from sugar products, I replace my rice noodles with sweet potato starch noodles. And this is basically the kind of noodles that they use in Korean noodle dishes and stuff. But I like it because it's like really chewy and it just tastes delicious. I personally love it. And then I have yam vermicelli version as well. And then this is the noodles that I'm currently craving so bad. And it's just a wide vermicelli noodle. And it's just super chewy, and it's also made out of potato starch. Last but not least, you're going to need onions, ginger, and I love carrots inside of my katil. It's so good. Katil is the version of, katil is what we call pho in Cambodian. But if my fiance, if he hears this, he will say that katil tastes nothing like pho. And we're just combining the two worlds today.
It's okay, chill.
But essentially, this is just everything that I'm going to use in my katil. And I just want to keep it really simple today because I don't have all the time in the world. And for seasoning for the soup base, just because I want it to have a little bit more flavor, I'm going to use this specific chicken bouillon. It's the right one when it has that chef chicken mama on it. So let's start cooking our bone broth together. Step number 1 is to put the beef bones into the pot. The beef feet for 3 pieces was $8, and 4 pieces of beef bone was $13 from 99 Ranch. And I know working with bone, it sounds so intimidating. I promise you it's not. I used to be really scared to just go into a store and look for it, and even just cook with it, it was really intimidating. But once you make your first pot of pho yourself, and then you take that first sip, you're like, wow, I can't believe I made this. Like, I made this, not grandma. Which I hope my grandma's proud of me. Hi, grandma, if you're watching this. And let that boil for 5 to 10 minutes on high, because this is our version of cleaning up all of the gunk that's going to show up in these bones. So we'll let that sit and wait for that to boil. While the water is boiling and we're waiting for the beef bones to get clean, we're going to prep our high protein breakfast cakes that I love having in the mornings with my coffee. So what we have is obviously eggs, and what's going to make this high protein is cottage cheese. game changer in baking. It's so delicious. If you haven't been put on to cottage cheese yet, this is literally your sign. And then we're going to add some of the Kodiak Power Cakes. I got this from Costco. And let's see, for half a cup, you get 15 grams of protein. Cool. Let's see how much protein you get in the cottage cheese. For half a cup, you get 14 grams of protein, and we're going to put 1 cup of cottage cheese in it. Don't sleep on Trader Joe's brownie truffle baking mix. This is gold. I have no words. That's how speechless this makes me. Please get it. And then obviously all the rest of the baking stuff, baking powder, baking soda, cacao, and just in case we need almond flour and some coconut milk, and always use avocado oil. Don't use olive oil. I learned that the hard way. It makes your cake taste really bitter. And I know some bakeries, they're known for their olive oil cakes, but that's like if you prefer eating that kind of cake, do the avocado oil. All right, so just gonna get your mixing bowl and put everything together. I eyeball everything, but let me see if I can find measuring cups to see. If you don't have a measuring cup, a mason jar is a measuring cup. I just discovered that literally just now. That's funny. Of course, we have to do wet ingredients first, all wet. So let's do the cottage cheese. Close the door, no. You guys know Sailor? Her song is in my head right now because her dance is going viral. Open up to me. Where's the one? Yeah, that's about 1 cup. Does this come with 1 cup of cottage cheese? I love a lot of eggs in my cakes, so I'm going to add 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Do you guys know Rachel Ray? She's like the chef that I grew up with. She always used a lot of hand movements, and her personality is just so big and lively. This setup right now, I feel like I'm Rachel Ray. Like, did I manifest becoming her when I was watching her as a kid? I'm just gonna eyeball the oil like I usually do. And then, any more wet ingredients? I think that's it. Take your whisk, stir that baby up. Oh, last wet ingredient. I just want a little bit of coconut milk, not too much. I'm bringing you guys closer so you can see what it looks like when I put the ingredients in. Where is my measuring cup? A lot of things got lost in the move. No, not here. What is this? 1/3 cup? What am I supposed to do with 1/3 cup? It's not even half. I don't know where my measuring cups are. Let's assume that I lost my measuring cups in the move. So we're just going to measure with our hearts today. So you can use the same ingredients as me, but you don't have to use the same measurements. 1/3. I'm gonna test out 2/3 of the brownie mix. 1/3 of the Kodiak. A measuring cup! Half a cup of Kodiak. Sweet. Because at least we know there's guaranteed 15 grams of sugar in half a cup. And then let's just do 1/3 cup of, no, since I want extra protein, let's do another half a cup of the Kodiak. Okay, if you feel like the consistency is running like this, it might come out too much like a brownie instead of a cake. So this is when I would add coconut milk to it to just get it to the consistency I want it to be. I'm not a baker, but a lot of people love my baking. So I do have a good track record. I promise you. Ask my friends. They will vouch for me. See how it's runny now? That's what we want. Runny. Not too runny. Alright, now we're going to use baking soda to expand it and make it taste like more fluffy, airy. Because right now, without it, it will taste dense. So I usually do 2 palmfuls of baking soda and then 2 palmfuls of baking powder. And then this is when I will also add in my dark chocolate. Measure with your heart. Oh my gosh, make sure it doesn't fall on the floor if you have dogs. I'm so excited. Oh, and then just for that extra sweetener, because I didn't use all brownie mix and I added in some Kodiak, it's not going to taste as sweet. So this is where I'm going to put in my monk sugar. I get this from Costco as well, and I've heard good things about it. And I also put in my coffee. It tastes really good. It's the best sugar substitute that I've ever used. So I'm going to do 3 teaspoons of this. Perfect. Smells good. And then since I ran out of vanilla extract, I have to buy it again from Trader Joe's. So I'm just going to use my vanilla syrup that I use in my coffee. Oh gosh. Not too much, just like 1 tablespoon. It smells so good. I don't know if you can see that there's bubbles forming, but that's what the baking soda and powder is doing. So that's what's going to make it really rise and become nice and airy and fluffy when it's done baking. Now we're going to take our parchment paper, crumple it up, crumple it because it makes it easier to put inside of the bowl. And then pour, baby, pour. So when I make this, I actually cut it up and I put it in the freezer. It usually lasts me 1 week of breakfast with this. I'm going to let this sit and rise for about 5 minutes before I put it into my, do you see my cute little adult easy bake oven? This is an oven from our place. It's always been my goal to have one in my home, and now I do, and she's so cute. But can you believe this thing? This whole baking sheet can fit in that little tiny our place oven. It's amazing. Let's see the status of our soup. That's hot. I'm using a cast iron pot. Don't touch it with your bare hand, like me. Woo! My gosh. All right, come here, honey. Let's take a closer look together. Do you see all of the gunky nasty? That's what we don't want. We don't want to be slurping that up in our soup. So that's why we do this step. So now we are going to dump all of this into the sink and then wash off the bones. When I say wash, just use water. Hot! She has risen. She's nice and airy. She rose a lot since the last time we saw her. So. See? Perfect fit. I don't know if you can see me. I don't want the top to burn, so instead of pressing bake, I'm actually gonna put roast, because that's when it cooks from the bottom on 350 for 45 minutes. Thank you. Now we're going to transfer the bones into a slow cooker. She's thick. And we're going to add new water into this pot, new clean water, filtered. So even though we're going to add carrots, onions, and ginger to this, you can fill this to the brim because eventually some of the water is going to evaporate and there's going to be room to be able to add all of the vegetables in there. So this is going to cook for a few hours on high and just let that baby cook and sit. You don't have to watch it on the stove or anything. That's why I love cooking pho or kadil in a slow cooker. And I'm also going to leave it overnight so that way I can have it for breakfast in the morning. Now that we have prepped for protein and for collagen, Cleo has to eat her dinner on here because the dogs will eat her food if we put it on the floor. So that's why she's allowed on the counter, which she's my baby. Don't say anything mean about her. Thank you. So moving on, we're going to now prep our detox tea. So now we are prepping for our gut health, our digestive system, our brain fog, having clear skin. I fed her, so I don't know why she's being like this. Come here. You still hungry? Here, more food. So this tea I have introduced to my body since last fall. So it's actually been 6 months since I've been drinking this tea almost every day. I drink it on the weeks when I'm not on my period because when I am on my period, I don't want to make my body do any more than it's already doing. And this makes your body just do the most in the background. So she works. Also, TMI, the reason why I started doing this was because when I went to my naturopathic doctor, which highly recommend you find one, by the way, 20 out of 10 worth it. She said, TMI, you can skip over this part if you don't want to hear all this stuff, but we're all adults here. We all go through the same problems. But basically, she said that my digestive system was a backed up sewer system and my body just could not properly detox by itself. So that's why I started all of this. And then once I did, and I got my latest blood test from her, she actually said that my body is responding really well to this tea, and it's actually making my numbers on my blood test a lot better. So I have actual physical proof that tea works. This tea is tea, but this jar is about 2 weeks old. Even though it's a really vibrant color on the bottom, it doesn't really taste like anything anymore. It tastes like water. So I'm just going to dump it in the sink and just start a new batch. Let's go through our tour together. I will have to say this tea is kind of an investment because it is pretty expensive to initially start with all of the ingredients, but once you have it, it will last you a really long time. All right, for our base, we have beets. Beets is really good for iron. What else is it good for? Ooh, it's really good for potassium, magnesium, iron, and honestly, beets are just have a lot of benefits in it. So I make the beets my base, and I don't drain it. I just put the entire thing in here. Dried jujubes. I got a majority of everything from 99 Ranch as well. So dried jujubes, dried dates, dried long gun pulp. Again, don't yuck my yum. Organic dried white fungus. Fungus is just another word for mushrooms. For anti-inflammatory purposes, we have our ginger and we have our Ceylon cinnamon, specifically organic cinnamon. Really good for you. And then for flavor, I have sugar bee apples, the best apples in my opinion. It's so good. If you haven't tried it, try it today. It's delicious and it's really crispy and crunchy. And I love adding this because it makes the tea taste like apple cider. So that's everything. Let's officially put it into this jar while I boil water in the background. I forgot to mention one of the most important ingredients, goji berries. Woof, come on. Oh my gosh, it's so big. 4 dates. That should be enough. So you can probably see how bloated I am. And it's because I haven't had the most pungent version of the tea in a couple of days. And once I drink this tea for a couple more days, it's going to help my bloating significantly. And when I get bloated, it's actually super painful. It feels like someone put pressurized air in here and just made it expand. But every time I drink this, I wake up with abs. It's amazing. I'll show you guys the proof, the before and after photos. I have my piping hot water. I'm so excited. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Need more water. So now I'm going to let this steep, and once it is room temperature, that's when I can officially put it in the fridge. Let's clean this up and check on how our cake is doing. Let's taste test our cake. Oh my gosh. You hear that? Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
It's so ooey gooey. It smells so good. You guys, I'm not gonna lie. This tastes like my best batch yet. Flavor-wise and texture-wise. It's just so airy and fluffy. And it has the perfect amount of sweetness. It's not too sweet, but it's not too chocolatey. And you can't even tell that it has a crap load of protein. It probably has 50 grams of protein in here. So measure with your heart. So good. I'm obsessed. I think next time I'm gonna add a ripe banana, but I didn't have any. But it's still perfect the way it is. She's perfect. Thank you so much for joining my meal prep today, you guys. I really hope you try and make all of these recipes. They are truly life-changing and make my body feel really good and just feel like my best self throughout the whole week, I promise you. And if you try it, let me know in the comments so that way we can go on this healing journey together and just feel like our best selves all the time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like and subscribe and join our little journey together, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.